video out of it.
No, I did not.
And it seems like we spent the entire July and August working towards Dragon Con. Now that Dragon Con is over, hi everybody. We're just doing a little pre-show prep.
Yeah.
Let me bring up Facebook and do a share on this thing.
I was happy with the way Dog Days turned out. I'm trying to listen to as many as I can. I got to finish it up. I'm probably missing most of last week because we didn't really listen to podcasts as much while we were not last week, but while we're at Dragon Con.
I got all caught up on the plane ride home.
Yeah, well, you got 4 hours just sitting around.
Yeah, pretty much.
That helps.
Well, when you're exhausted, it's easy to doze off.
Yeah, and I was trying to get caught up at work too. So, but yeah, I'm pretty much there, and I really do appreciate everybody participating in it because I think it was another success. Need to get some more people in there. I'd like to see another. I love the community we have. I would like to add to that. I'm sure there's a lot of people. I invited somebody. Who was that? And he goes, "Oh, I do that every day." I was like, "Well, that's not the point. The point. I know you may do that every day, but it's to participate in the community. So
My picture looks a little dim.
it does. You need to turn some lights on.
I'm going to bring the lights up top up a little bit.
I think it's just the host. A little dim. How's everybody doing? I've had the post-con downs, not downs, just had a hard time trying to get motivated to do things this week because we're so busy last week.
Better?
Yeah, you're still dim.
I'm a dim one.
I think it's a little bit better.
Well, I'm not sure. The camera used to auto adjust. So if I turned up the lights, it would go, oh, let me.
Well, keep in mind, you got a lot more darker things behind you now.
Yeah, no.
And your jersey.
Did it auto adjust when I stepped into the frame?
No, there's no change.
Okay, good. I don't want it to do that anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I was just saying, I was having trouble getting motivated this week. Coming back from Dragon Con, it's like, we're just free running around Atlanta doing things. And then we come home and it's like, got to get back to work, So it's just hard to get motivated.
Well, I got nice and rested up because I go back to work tomorrow.
Mm.
Gotta get up at 4:30.
Oh, you look excited.
That's the hard part. But I spent a lot of time this past week fixing my agenda timer code. I wanted persistence because a couple of times during the last class, the countdown would be running. And if we went to Zoom or something, come back and go, it's like 3 minutes slow. What happened? Right. And then if for some reason a couple of times it would like the browser would crash. It goes, where you see the Chrome thing with the X'd out eyes and goes, oh, snap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a couple of snaps like, oh, dang, because that timer's running on the client.
Wait, you said, oh, dang, and you didn't say, oh, snap.
It said, oh, snap. And then I said, oh, dang. Yeah. And then, so I said, well, I know how to fix this, but it took a lot of re-architecturing of the behind the scenes stuff on the app. And it just, I probably sunk 30 hours into it. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday I got it done. So it goes in for an acid test tomorrow. Well, I'm still like the only user.
Well, I know you know this a little bit, but I'm going to talk about it real quick before we get started. I have a machine that's a short URL server that I use at work.
Yeah,
and I use it. We use it all the time. It's in service every day, and it seems like the last 2 times I went on PTO, somebody's messed with it and broke something. I'm like, and so I'm not going to name any names, but what happened was
we'll just call him Carl.
Yeah, Carl. Coral. I think that what happened was that there's a zip file that we upload to it to make it available for download. And I think what they did was they deleted an old one. But instead of just deleting the zip file, they deleted the entire home directory for the one user that's on that box that we can SSH into for, in the SSH into. So when the user's gone, of course, I'm getting this too many authentications error. And I'm like, what is going on? I've been
Yep.
screwing around with it all week long. And so I finally took a snapshot, attached it to a rescue VM, and looked at the file system. And I went, where's the user folder? And that's what it was the user folder had been deleted. So I took the live one, and it's funny, you imagine just doing this, like taking cables and like an old operator. So
Mhm.
I shut down the Shortl server, removed the VM, put it on a new VM, added the user permissions, all that stuff, shut that one down, took it off, and put it back, and then everything was right with the world. So it didn't take too long. It was just like not knowing. It's not like you can pop in and look and see what's going
Yeah.
on. And not knowing was what takes so long to troubleshoot the stupid thing. Anyway,
I used to, when I had a team, I used to give awards for stupid things
when
like
you
that.
belong somewhere.
When I used to be, when somebody used to give me a paycheck.
Mhm.
All right, I'm gonna mute my phone for a couple hours.
What were you gonna say?
I'm muting my phone.
No, not
I
that.
said I used to make awards for people who did stupid.
Oh, awards. Oh, yeah.
Pink hard drive.
Right. Oh, that's right. Actually, you know what? I may steal that, but the pink hard drive award.
It's not as much fun now that we all work remotely. But when you had to display it on your cubicle,
Hmm.
and people would walk by and go,
Wish I could stick a little icon on his user on Teams for a while.
that would be a good modern version
What
of
is that on your eye? Oh, it's the
The
pink hard
dunce
drive.
cap on his avatar.
Yeah. I may make a little pink hard drive award and put it on there. Do I have permission
Mail
to
it to
steal
the
that?
group. Yeah. And then you have to what do they call that? When you make a post sticky and it stays at the top.
Oh, yeah.
Carl is the current recipient of the pink hard drive and has to hang on to it until he catches someone else doing something stupid. So every time somebody goes into that channel, they
Yeah.
say, "Nice going, Carl."
That's right. That's funny.
You pin it. You pin it to the top. That's what it is.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Pin a message to the top of your group chat.
Well, another thing I was trying once we figured it out, and
You're gonna get hauled away by HR
Carl,
because of me.
well, and Carl said, "Oh, that does sound like something I did," and I was like, because I'd asked him, I said, "Did y'all mess with the SSH key or something like that, or did y'all?" No, not at all. And then
You don't have your SSH keys backed up, Craig?
it's not that. No, it's not. Yes, I do. They're in one password. The problem was it's not on that machine to be the public one. No, it wouldn't allow us to log in because he deleted the user.
So
So
you
it's
just had
not
to go make a directory and copy the key in.
Yeah,
What was,
I
what
had
was
to
all
go
the deal with copying things back and forth to a VM?
all right, so the original machine, I could not SSH into anymore because the key had been deleted, or the public key had been deleted. So I had to
Right.
attach it to another machine so I could look at the file system and edit it. I had to create a user by hand. Like here's the home directory, here's
Right.
the .ssh folder, here's the authorized
Why did
key.
you have to do that on a separate VM though? That's part I don't understand.
How was I supposed to get into the original machine?
You don't have any other credentials of that machine?
No, that's what I was saying. There's only one user on it.
Okay. I missed that part.
Yeah, so
Geez, why didn't you just log in with root or something? But
oh, no. SSH root's disabled by default. No, that's security.
well, there's your problem.
So anyway,
Stupid security.
yeah, I mean, I need another user on there, and that would have helped. But anyway, so
All right, let's do our podcast.
yeah, stupid Carl.
Wasted 10 minutes of our show, Carl.
So yes, I got my stuff backed up. It's all in one password.
Okay, good. Because I was
Yeah,
gonna say, why don't you just like never mind. Yeah, okay. I understand.
well,
I'm trying to think if there was
actually,
another alternative, but I'm gonna stop thinking about that because I have enough things to think about. Hi, Sarah Rose. Great job at Subspace Rhapsody. We really enjoyed that.
We both did. All of us did. Clinton and myself and Chuck, and it looked like everybody did. Some of the dancing was great.
Oh man, that was over the top. I didn't realize they not only had to memorize the songs, but all the lines and the dance moves, which would be really hard to rehearse when you're not together. I mean, I could see Lars and Christine practicing with each other, but they weren't always the dance partners.
Well,
Yeah,
not only
that
that,
was
but when they're not dancing, but they're maybe there were some speaking parts, and
right.
when they got to remember stage direction. When
The
they're
long pauses. Yeah, as someone who's put together smaller corporate stage productions like keynotes, totally understand where you're coming from. So,
now
yes,
now Star Wars, I can probably. I was just thinking, what movie could I actually
we could
lip
do the
sync
Wrath
to
of
the whole
Khan with
time?
our eyes closed.
Yeah, that one I probably could.
That'd be a little long, though.
My wife one time she said, "I think you know this movie by heart," and I was like, and I started reciting it like C-3PO was talking, and I started going and going. And she goes, "Okay, that's enough."
Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh, that's I'm pretty close on that one, I think.
All righty. Now let's get this started. Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Technorama episode 780, The Quark Side of the Moon. Hello and welcome to Technorama. This is the show that takes a lighthearted look at tech, science, sci-fi, and all things geek, as we've been saying for the last 20 years, or words to that effect.
Yeah. Or in life, we're living it out, right?
If you are new to the show, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. If you are returning, welcome back. We appreciate you giving us your time. My name is Chuck Tomasi. I am here in Phoenix, Arizona. And just over there, close on the screen, but far in reality,
No.
is Craig Stepp. How are you, Craig?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. Actually, I was noticing what we talked about a moment ago. Your wall is starting to get crowded in there.
I have changed up the wall. After a year of retirement, I thought I don't need the corporate CEOs anymore. Although I do have the pictures and frames over there.
Hey, ironically, they don't need you anymore either.
Yeah, kind of funny how that goes.
I was mentioning that it looks like the opening scene to Lower Decks.
Every season they added a little bit more.
there's
Yeah, we'll
something
see what
new.
happens. This
Yeah.
is version 1. It all started with this crate. So I've had stuff accumulating, like the second Podcasting for Dummies. There's one on the door over here that you can see if you look at videos years ago before I did the studio redesign. You'll see that one on the door when the door was brown.
Mhm.
But there's still that one, but now there's a second one because they gave us 2 for the 3rd edition back in 2017, and I just really so the second one's always been stored away. We got, posters from the Star Wars or Star Trek cruise. I think I won Superman at the Phoenix Fan Fusion Comic Fest, Comic-Con, whatever
Yeah.
it's called.
I like it.
The hard drives have always been around,
Mhm.
but the motherboard from the K-Pro used to hang on the wall behind me. So there's just this stuff. The Dalek needs to be on camera all the time in the old configuration.
Yeah.
He's been stuck between my armoire and the wall in the bedroom for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
But he's happy to get out.
Well,
And
I
so
noticed that. Oh, go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
was having this morning walk, and there was this 2-section crate thing sitting on the curb. And as I walked along, I went, that's in pretty decent shape. It looks like it's kinda aged because somebody painted it, but it
Yeah.
looks like it's sort of that. And I stopped and I stared and I had this conversation with myself that went something like this: "You don't need more junk in your house.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure I could figure something out." I mean, the little devil and the little angel were having this duel for about 30 seconds going,
Right.
"But if you don't take it now, it won't be here when you decide you want it. So why don't you take it now? And then if you decide you don't want it, you can always put it on your curb." So I took it and it sat in this room for about 24 hours. I went, "It's time. I'm going to redo this studio." So took pictures of all this stuff against a green screen, mocked it up on the computer, said, "What fits where?" Because I didn't want to start nailing and
You modeled
things.
your wall.
I did model my wall, and it was pretty close to this. There's one thing that's missing, and that's the MST3K poster, because
Oh.
I put the shelf a little higher than I wanted to.
Mhm.
And I mean, There's still room to.
I noticed
It's version
your
1.
I see a theme here.
What's that?
Between your bow tie and the Packers jersey and the podcast from Dummies, you're pretty green and yellow.
Pretty green. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I didn't have a choice on. Well, actually, I did have a choice on podcasting for dummies. I said, "Do you want blue? Do you want purple? Do you want green?" I said, "I want green."
Blue. They have blue. I've generally
Yeah.
seen the yellow and green books.
Nope. I think there's a red and a purple too. Nope, they have
Wow.
them.
Okay.
So we had the choice when we did,
I
and
believe you.
then we could change it every release. But I said, nah, leave it green.
Yeah.
So it went from earbuds on version 3. I mean, they used to have the little guy, and he's still up there in the top center.
He's right there in the corner.
It went
Top
from
middle.
earbuds to some girl on a microphone to some dude on a microphone. So 5th edition is the one you want if you're picking it up today. Although I do have cheap copies of the 3rd and 4th edition for sale.
Go to chuck.com.
Walk up to me. I got my Square card reader on me almost all the time. Okay, enough chit chat. Let's get on with the show. We're going to get into our feedback session because we asked you a question of the week a while ago.
Yes, we did.
Quite a while ago.
Letters. Oh, we get letters. We get your letters every day. Mailman, mailman, mail today. Reach right in and pull one out. Those letters, I love those letters. Let's find out what you got to say.
Oh, boy.
Mailman, mail today.
I think I forgot to share this one. It's only been like 3 weeks.
Chuck, oh, man. You have one job.
Well, hey, we all have a lot of jobs.
Yeah.
No, our question of the week for you last week was, if a robot were to take over your job, what's the one part of the job it would absolutely get wrong? And our good friend Steve London writes in, he says, the constant muttering to oneself about idiotic stakeholders and bad user stories, and the misspelled variables and functions, company and garbage collection.
There you go.
I could see the muttering to oneself part. I do that all the time.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, wait, what?
Did
Wait,
I?
what?
No.
How? I think I got it. I think, yeah.
Oh,
No.
That variable's already defined.
Yeah. Why
Fritz
aren't you working?
Yeah. Fritz Seward says, pretending to be productive while surfing the internet. Actually, my answer was taking the naps.
Steve responded to Fritz and said, now that's a skill.
Right.
Lone Guy's Night says, I'm going with everything.
Mike Robinson says, hostilely scratching my butt at people.
Hostile scratching. That sounds like an HR thing.
Yeah.
Sir, this is your 4th write-up for hostile scratching your butt at people.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I got some good reactions on that one. He also said randomly quoting Douglas Adams throughout the workday.
I know. Me too. Actually, I'm the oldest one on my team. So when I throw quotes out, people are like, what?
They're too young.
Yeah.
They're not our demographic.
Who's Mr. Ed?
And then they mention songs and you're like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, it goes both ways.
Yep. Steve responded to Mike and said, I think we could fix that. Don't panic.
Yeah. And then Fritz Ulrich comes back and says to Steve London and says, will the robot be named Marvin?
It might.
It might.
All right. We have some shares on here. Did the sharees?
Let's see.
Steve shared, but no response. You shared, got a few responses. One from Ben Sweetser's son, Jonah, said,
Yeah.
they'll never trust robots to fly planes, I hope.
To which his father says, there's already a fair amount of robot and piloting with some autopilot.
And then his son responds back, but Dad, for the most part, doesn't really do anything but hold the plane level. Autopilot also can't handle takeoff, emergencies, taxiing, etc.
Yeah. I imagine that I would think that that's pretty easy to do nowadays, right?
If you can drive a car, think of all the variables that are going on in that. It's not like your runway is moving.
Yeah, no, it's not moving, but I don't know what the state of automated because just think if something did happen to the pilot. Well, I'm thinking of all the movies, not necessarily real life. If something happened to the pilot and co-pilot,
Right.
who's going to land the plane? How many times do they actually have to talk people down nowadays?
Striker. He knows how to land.
Striker.
He knows how to land a plane.
Profusely sweating. But I wonder how many times they have to actually talk somebody out of the air.
See, there's a movie reference the kids won't get.
No, but I certainly did.
Yep. Looks like I picked the wrong week to stop sniffing glue.
Your
says-
wife
yeah, what did she say?
taking a lunch break.
Yeah, I think the AI would get that wrong because
Yeah,
it doesn't need a lunch break.
that's right.
And then Tim Cook says, setting up and climbing ladders, especially with a TV in hand, crawling through the attic. I'm sorry, all I can picture from that opening sentence, setting up and climbing ladders, especially with the TV. It's like, what are you breaking and entering, stealing?
Yeah, coming down off the ladder with the TV.
Crawling through the attic, under, over, avoiding going through the ceiling. Look, this is really sounding kind of
I
criminal.
thought I knew what Tim did. I'm not
Fixing
sure now.
PVC pipe breaks, definitely leading worship.
Mhm.
I'm kind of wondering what parts it could do right. Seymour. Oh, IT help desk. It could do plenty well.
Hey, there were when my old house when we had our windows replaced, especially when they were doing my office because I was in it, and they take the window out, and then the guy was literally going up the ladder, holding the frame in his arm. I'm like, how in the world do you do that? That's what I was thinking, and no, AI couldn't do that.
It's experience.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everybody who participated in that. We'll have more shenanigans at the end of the show for you. But until then, we have a whole show in front of us, including the history.
History.
On this day in history for September 10th, 2025, this is the 253rd day of the year in the Gregorian calendar. There are 112 days remaining in 2025. It was on this date in 1846 that Elias Howe was granted a patent for the howitzer. No, the sewing machine.
Right.
I'm surprised we don't have a sewing machine company called Howe.
Yeah.
How do we not have that?
Do you have a sewing machine in your house?
One of those old kind with the treadle on it. Yeah, the antique ones.
Yeah, we got one somewhere. I'm not sure where. Also today in 1858, George Mary Cyril discovered the asteroid 55 Pandora, to which it was turned into a music service.
I'm surprised his parents were brave enough to name him George Mary.
Well, no.
Usually Mary is a short name.
I've seen worse.
Anyway, okay. It was on this date in 1932 that the New York City subway's third competing subway system, the municipality owned by IND, was opened.
Also today on September 10th, 1977, Hamida Jabdoubi,
Pretty darn close.
yeah, convicted.
Giant Doobie? What?
Yeah, Jabdoubi. I was thinking of Django. So, convicted of torture and murder, is the last person to be executed by guillotine in France.
In 1977. I remember reading about that.
Wow.
But they used the guillotine up until 1977. On September 10th, 2001, gee, why does that date sound familiar? Ominously the next day.
Mm-hmm.
During his appearance on British TV game show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, contestant Charles Ingram reached the £1 million top prize. But it was later revealed that he had cheated to the top prize by listening to coughs from his wife and another contestant.
I forgot about that. That's right. Oh, yeah. She would. Yeah. Yeah. That's
I've been
messed up.
sick.
Yeah. Excuse me. I'm in the audience and I'm coughing. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be the wrong answer.
Anyway, September 10th, 2008, the Large Hadron Collider at CERN, described as the biggest scientific experiment in history, was powered up in Geneva, Switzerland
And a black hole immediately opened up and swallowed the earth.
Yeah.
Happy birthday goes out in this day to English Australian candy maker, creator of the Violet Crumble. Ooh, I got one of those in the freezer right now. I want one. Let's see. It's English Australian, so it's probably Abel, not Abel.
Yeah.
Hoadley, born on this date in 1844. Wow, Violet Crumble is old.
Yeah.
Mine's getting older.
I was like, you may not want to eat it. Born September 10th, 1871, English engineer Charles Collette.
Arthur Compton, American physicist and academic, Nobel Prize laureate, was born on the same date in 1892.
An American businessman. He founded Scientific Atlanta. Glenn P. Robinson was born on this date in 1923.
Born September 10th, 1933, Russian colonel and cosmonaut Yevgeny Krunov.
An American science fiction author, Pat Carden, was born, or is 72 today, excuse me.
Also born on the same date in 1958, American director, producer, and screenwriter Chris Columbus. He made
And
lots of films.
Yeah, and last but not least, Chinese businessman, co-founder of Alibaba Group, Jack Ma is 61 today.
Oh my gosh, he's only 1 year older than me
Yeah,
and a whole
Yeah.
lot richer.
you better catch up.
Yeah, I got a lot of money to make in the next year if I want to catch up. Listener birthdays this week include September 10th, Anthony Warnock. On the 14th, we have two birthdays for Andrew Peters and Kaylin or Colin Weshy. All right, Stephen, you're going to have to help us on that one.
That's right.
Thank you very much, everybody who has contributed. If you want to be on the birthday calendar, here's what you do. You go over to chuckchat.com/birthday and you put your name on there and we'll give you a shout out at the appropriate time of the year. And if you already are on there, wait, we're coming for you. We've got your number.
We're taking over your birthday.
If it's your birthday this week and you're not on that calendar, well, you know what? We wish you happy birthday anyway. It's free, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Let's fade out the music. Where's my faders? Whee! And we move on to random blue button. Let's take the top one.
Aren't you going to say good news, everyone? Oh, I just
Just
said
say
that
that
for
for Fry's
fun.
benefit.
I'm having flashbacks to the parade already.
I know. See?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. We have an article from opensource.microsoft.com.
That's right.
They are releasing, after all these years,
Yeah.
their 6502 basic code.
Wow. We better rush out and grab that.
Yeah, because I might want to build something that has 6502 on it that doesn't already have basic.
Yeah. I thought this was interesting because one, you don't hear a lot of open source stuff from Microsoft, and two, I've been kind of getting back into the Commodore scene, as evident for my shirt. I don't know if you can see it, but when I saw this the other day, it really caught my eye because I was like, "Oh, the 6502," which was a very popular CPU back in the day. But yeah, they finally released the source code for this, so you could go download it and use it if you really wanted to. I think don't see a lot of people using that. I was thinking that, you know, how what is it, you know, there's some companies after a certain amount of time, you know, they'll release the source code of whatever they were doing.
Right.
You know, what was this, like 55 years ago or whatever?
They're only releasing it on paper, though. Yeah, it's pictures, so you have to type it in like the old
Yeah,
magazine.
type in basic first, and then you got to type in. Hey, what's interesting? If you look at the source code in the picture they've got there,
Yeah.
it looks like their printer was missing a few.
The character's
a few
off a little
pins.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a few pins that were all broken or something on that printer.
I like this. Things to do, syntax problems, or nice errors. Allow +W and +C in list command. Tape
Mhm.
IO, buffer IO, user ? Else, user defined functions, make, stack, boundary stuff exact. It's like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things on this to-do list.
And this is a listing from the Altair Basic, you know, which didn't have a screen.
I
Imagine
like
trying to put this in.
I like the funky business cards, man. This looks like it came straight out of a PBS logo. And the address is somewhere in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
That's where they were they were stationed for a long, or headquartered for a long
Yep.
time. Yep, that's right. They were in New Mexico. So
Albuquerque could have been the tech hub of the Southwest.
it was for 10 minutes. Yeah.
All right. Let's go on to our next story. Let me remove that from the stage.
Actually, I should have put that in the remember when, but
That's all right.
yeah.
We're spreading the love. Well, how much money do you have, Craig?
None on me right now.
Is it between $1 and $3 million?
$1 to 3 million? I would say yeah.
No, 1 million to 3 million.
Oh, no.
Well, the Times Square Planet Hollywood at 10 a.m. on Tuesday, that would be in 2 days? When was this released? September 2nd. Oh, I
Yeah,
think
a
you
few
missed.
days ago. Last week.
Okay. They are going to be releasing some actual factual film props, including Indiana Jones's whip from The Last Crusade, an
Nice.
original Stormtrooper helmet, Captain Picard's Resican flute from the episode The Inner Light
Ooh.
of Next Generation,
That's gotta be
and
popular.
the lightsaber that Darth Vader used in Empire and Jedi.
That's
So
sweet.
those are going to fetch some money.
Yeah, and you can see the picture of the gentleman holding it right there. I forget his name. I've seen this guy a bunch of times. But yeah, he's holding the lightsaber itself, and it looks a little beat up.
It looks a little beat up. It probably was a little beat up.
Yeah, this was actually one. Now, the reason I'm familiar with him is because on Adam Savage's Tested channel, they visit the prop store when they do these kind of auctions.
Yeah.
And they do review some of the. Probably when they look at it, and a lot of them are pick it up and they look at it. And they were talking about this one specifically, and it has the motor in it that spins the blade that had the film on it. When I say film, it's the reflective film.
Mhm.
So they get that lightsaber look, and that's the one he's holding here. So you can see it if you go go to Adam Savage's Tested and go look at the prop store stuff. And speaking of this kind of thing, they do a lot of Star Trek stuff too. And I shared a video with you, Chuck, and some other people in our private chat, but they were looking at the battle damaged version of the Enterprise that's also up for auction, and it was like it was a section of it. It wasn't like it was like a portion of the model, the top portion with the damage, the frames that hold up the nacelles, but that was it. It's like for a close up or something. It wasn't the entire
Interesting.
model. But did you watch it?
Mm-mm.
Oh, so I shared it for no reason. But
I don't have time to watch everything you
hey,
share.
but you should go look at this as a Trek fan. What's really cool is they got him really close, and we're looking at the actual hole that they cut into
Mhm.
the model, and you can see literally foil that's been twisted to make it look like metal's been bent. During an explosion, you can see the airbrushing where there looks like an explosion coming out, and what did they call it? Not nesting, but it's some kind of it looks like if you took almost like fiberglass and broke it out a little bit, and it kind of looks frayed
Okay.
to make it look real, and it actually is very well done. But they also take a look at the penciling for the Aztecing on the Enterprise, because it's not just straight lines and stuff. They're straight lines, but they kind of break it up to make it look detailed. It's really cool.
Neat.
Yeah. So, go check those videos. Maybe I'll try and remember to stick that in the show notes so you can go find that.
All right. I'm going to jump over to Hacks and Strange Stories
Right.
because we have an article about Taco Bell.
Taco Bell. Who's hacking Taco Bell?
They're not hacking it; they're testing it. Taco Bell, like many fast food restaurants, has added, or they're using artificial intelligence to
Mhm.
help take orders. And in one recent example, a customer crashed the system by ordering 18,000 water cups. Well, another person got increasingly angry as the AI repeatedly asked him to add more drinks to his order. So he said, I'd like a Mountain Dew. And what would you like to drink with that?
A taco.
The potato Olays.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the
Big Mac.
last year, McDonald's withdrew AI from its own drive-thrus as the tech misinterpreted customers' orders, resulting in one person getting bacon added to their ice cream.
Hey, that's not
Ain't a
not
bad
terrible.
idea. Right. Look what I invented.
Yeah.
And another having hundreds of dollars worth of chicken nuggets mistakenly added to their order.
I'm sorry, sir. Can you pull up your truck to the back of the building?
To the back of the cement mixer loaded with chicken nuggets. We're just going to load it into the back of your
Yeah.
pickup truck.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. You think that
Mhm.
you would think that AI would be able to handle this pretty easy?
Well, they said despite the glitches, they said 2 million orders have been successfully processed. I want to know how that compares with the human errors, because it sounds like it. My impression is it's a lot less.
Mhm.
You're going to have human errors a lot more than just a few AIs. Now, granted, these AI ones are pretty extreme and pretty funny, but they sound like corner cases. It's a bit
Yeah.
like it's sensationalism.
All right, you know what? Here's the other thing that popped out to me when looking at this article was, don't you think that AI is probably a little overkill for taking orders? I mean, look,
I don't know what their use case is and how it was
well, think of it this way.
intended to improve something.
I can give my Google Home a command. Doesn't have AI at the moment, but it's able to do voice recognition and then add it. So if I said, "Hey, I want one Big Mac or whatever," it should be able to figure that out pretty easy and stick it on the board. That was before AI. So I think it feels like it's a little overkill.
Maybe the AI is there to help you upsell. Like if you just order a sandwich, they can say, "Hey, are you already aware of that? We have a meal deal for just $1 more."
Hey, can you imagine? I want a Big Mac. I want a fry with it. I am so overqualified for this job.
The AI says, "You know, the guy in front of you ordered the same chicken sandwich, but he also
Yeah.
people who have ordered chicken sandwiches also have looked at getting large fries."
Yeah. Would
Gives
you like us? I see
recommendations.
you're trying to place an order. Would you like a little help with that? A little clippy.
This milkshake has 7 out of 10 stars on it.
Yeah, I don't know. Just it seems like AI is a little overkill. But what happens when somebody says, "Hey, I want to pay for the guy's meal in front of me or behind me"? You know, like some people do. You know, they pay it
Right.
forward. Do you think that would throw it a loop? Oh,
Like I tried to do with Lenny in Atlanta, but he had already paid
yeah, that's right.
at the bar. This
Right.
wasn't a drive-through situation.
Yeah. So
I do that
I
from
don't know.
time to time. It's like, hey, he had beers. I'll buy his beers. Too late.
Yeah, too late.
Next time, Lenny, I'm going to remember that. We'll tell the story of Lenny maybe in the Patreon show.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, chat room. We got some people in the chat room. It's shout out to the chat room
Oh.
time. We got Mike Robinson and Sarah Rose. And I thought we had somebody else in there for a little while, but they
Gary
didn't
Lindros?
say anything. You see Gary, yeah. Gary's in there. Although it currently says we only have one viewer. So
I
out of
like
those 3,
Taking around my
one's still
podcast.
there. And StreamYard
Yeah.
at the top. Live viewer command. Yeah.
There you go. The StreamYard.
That one's on there all the
I
time.
know he's in there all the time.
Lurker. Troll.
Sorry,
pay to
Dave.
get
I
that
can't
removed?
do that.
All
I
right.
can't add to 18,000 waters to your.
That confirms that Mike is still hanging out with us. The others left.
He's not just a bot.
If you want to hang out with us, you can do that Sunday nights at 8:30 Eastern time. We'd love to see you around. We had a number of you come to our show in Atlanta. So hopefully, maybe you're watching, maybe you're listening, maybe not. Don't know. But thank you
We
for
hope
everyone
so.
who did show up. We had a wonderful audience at both panels.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute. So we
fairly traditional.
yeah,
Yeah.
so we did our show, and honestly, I was surprised how many people were there because usually we don't have a large crowd, but we have a lot of our friends are there
Right.
normally. But this
And
this
it was
time-
funny because all of our friends, as we're facing the audience, all of our friends were on the right, and there's all these new
Yeah.
faces on the left.
right.
Because there's an aisle
Right.
right down the middle with the
That's
camera.
what I
in it.
was. That's what I was saying. It was like here's the bride's family on this side. Here's the groom over here.
And we said, how many people have listened to our show before? And all the people on the right raised their hand. Nobody on the left going.
Yeah, that
I
was
started
funny.
questioning what they were doing there.
Yeah, I think one of the funnier moments that we had was when we were doing the On This Day in History,
Yes.
and the person from The Last of Us that was dressed up had the mushroom
Yep.
head, gets up there and starts clicking and hissing like the walkers do,
Yeah.
and it
Did
was
the
like,
whole thing straight
ro-
up like that.
yeah, the room fell out. It was pretty funny. I told that to Harrison, and he said she had some important zombie things to say.
It was, I love it when people take their character seriously like that. When we had Zoidberg singing Part of Your World from Little Mermaid at karaoke.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good. Actually, karaoke was fun. We had 2 nights of karaoke.
Yeah.
First night was pretty good turnout, and then the second night we had 200 people.
They were lined
Or
up
more.
blocking other panels. That was
Yeah.
my favorite. And then when we got to 11:30, we ran it from 10 to 12:30. We got to 11:30 and Scott Sigler's having a party in the next room for his fans.
Hmm.
We made sure we were loud. In fact, one of the first people to sing after 11:30 was singing death metal. And I was laughing. That put the biggest grin on my face. I really want to make Scott remember me.
Yeah. Oh, he remembers you all right. But we had a good time at that. It was pretty good. There were some, various levels of singability, but everybody
There
had-
always are. That's karaoke.
Yeah, that's karaoke. But we had a good time. Everybody had a good time singing, and yeah, it was fun.
The Saturday night session did inspire me to add a new feature to the software. Probably the first thing in about 4 years that I'm going to add to that thing.
What's that?
A check-in system so we can limit how many people, because the room only held 87 people, and we can't overfill it. I mean, everybody has to be sitting. You can't even have people standing because the fire marshal will shut you down, and then nobody's having fun. So what I want to do is when you scan the QR code and you get logged in, we do that while they're waiting in line out in the hall, and we go, there's 87 seats, or maybe we cap it at 85 or something, so we have some wheelchair space. What you'll get is a green or a red on your phone. So Gary just stands at the door and goes, green, 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 green. Okay, stop when it gets red. And then he can have a wait list so the people are still in the queue in an order in case somebody leaves, which usually takes about 20 minutes or so. And then go, hey, is number 87 out there? Is number 88 out there? Is number 89?
Or
we could even take them by name. What?
Or we get a bigger room.
The challenge with a bigger room is you're going to have a longer time because you still can only get. I had to shut the queuing down after about 15 minutes because we had a full night's worth of singing. So bigger room. Let's say we had 400 people in there. Well, in 2.5 hours, you're still only going to be able to sing 20 songs. That doesn't do you any much better than if you had.
No, I understand.
25.
Yeah.
So I'd rather have multiple little rooms because we could be running concurrent parties on that app.
Well, last year, or the previous year, I remember sitting in the back of the mixer, and it dawned on me that there were so many people standing up. Not only that, there were so many people sitting in front of the door, and I kept thinking about that Motley Crue. No, that Motley Crue concert was in Florida, and there was the pyrotechnics went off, and they couldn't get out, and there was a pile up at the door. I was like, something's going to happen, and we're going to have a big problem here. So we had to get people to either find a seat or you got to stay outside. And I hated to do that because I know they want to see what's going on. But what can you do?
That would be the only reason I'd get a bigger room is so we could have more participants. more singing along.
Mhm.
But inevitably, somebody comes up and goes, "I got logged in. How do I pick a song?" And it's like, you
I think
don't because we're full.
I think I remember Gary saying, "We got to get a bigger room."
I can ask.
Well, yeah. What can you do? I mean, yeah, why not?
I can ask. Yeah.
Hey, there's been podcasts that have bigger rooms because the audience was big. So
I
why
don't
not?
know if we'll be able to get the Crystal Ballroom though, because I think there's already something happening on both those nights at that time.
Not as big as the karaoke party.
Yeah, we're gonna. It's like the parade. We're gonna take over the.
Yeah.
We're just gonna take over.
That's right.
Yeah, and it's really not.
Excellent.
It's a whole lot less effort for us to do karaoke than it is to do our other shows, and it's a whole lot more popular too.
I don't know. The night we stayed there to like 2:30.
Yeah, we're not doing that
That was a little
anymore.
rough. That was a little long.
We're not doing that one anymore. When it says go until 12:30, we're going till 12:30. That's
Well,
it.
people want to put Venmo tips in your jar.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
We did that.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
Hey, let's get on with our Remember When segment because we have just a real quick one for you. A video from 1986. And I like how they started out. They say it's 13 years, so many months and days till the year 2000. So it's time for us to do predictions. This is
Right.
a British show. What was it? Like 2000 looking forward or tomorrow or something in the title. And Tomorrow's World.
Tomorrow's World.
Tomorrow's World. And they had a concept car in there, and they were starting to talk about in-car satellite navigation.
That's right.
Now, if I remember right, GPS had just been open to consumers about that time. So they
Yes.
were really hot on this thing to say, what might that look like? And this lady took a couple of concepts out for a ride, not the concept cars, but the early navigation systems. They
Mhm.
didn't have a beautiful color display like we have today. You were punching in like waypoint numbers. Going, here's the
Here's my
what did she
coordinates.
say? Here's the coordinates to Buckingham. 1 5 1 6 4 7 8 3 2. Like, holy crap, where do you get that? And
Yeah.
but it would start talking to you, some of the voice command ahead, turn right. Only it was like it's like a Cylon ahead, turn right,
Yeah.
or Stephen Hawking, whichever way you want to think about that. It was pretty advanced for 1986. Now, the first one she tried out
Yeah.
did not have automatic updates. And we saw this in some of the early ones. Like my first TomToms, you had to go buy a new SD card or something for new maps.
Yeah. Right.
This is a great system until they make new roads. Like, oh,
Yeah,
yeah, that would kind of blow.
Yeah.
And I ran into that on not my first sat nav, but like one of my first trips to the UK when I was driving.
Oh,
It was steering me to a roundabout that had one spoke closed. Like there was cement barriers and stuff. Like you can't go there. It hasn't been that way for 5 years, but the map was out of date. So twice I found myself in this residential neighborhood going, I can see the roundabout if I could just cut through this blocked off alley.
yard.
Yeah, pretty much. It wasn't a yard, but it was a clearing in the trees that used to be a road.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? It's funny to compare that to today. I know it's night and day difference, but compare that to today. After the hurricane here
Yeah.
last year, there were some roads that were washed out, and within I forget how short of a time frame, Google Maps was reflecting a lot of that, which was really cool. And to think about what you just said, you'd have to go get a new update from TomTom, and then physically put it in the device trying to get the updates.
Well, that was the cool thing. The second system they had sensors in the road and on the roadside, and it was this kind of hierarchical computer system so that if there was a pile up, she said, now I'm just navigating along here and it says go along the beltway, and
Mhm.
she's on the beltway. But if there's an accident, that can be reported back to Command Central. So somebody coming along that same route later
Yeah.
would be rerouted appropriately. And I went, that's pretty darn advanced. She said, now which system will win out? We don't know. And da da da.
Google
we
Maps
have-
won.
We have the best of both. Yeah, Apple Maps coming in a close second.
Yeah.
You've been rerouted to the marina.
Yeah. Well,
Drive
actually,
straight forward.
actually, theirs is probably safer because there's no screen. They just had an arrow.
And it would just talk to you.
Yeah. This was pretty cool to see
It
because
was pretty neat.
when in 96 or 86 rather,
Yeah,
I didn't know this existed.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
I
And
was waiting for the funny part because usually when they come up with predictions like this, going, "Oh man, they totally got that wrong," but they got a lot of this right. It was
Mhm.
very prescient.
and by the way, the GPS when it was first released to consumers was not as accurate as it was later on because remember the
Right.
military
He
had it
crippled
made it
it on
available, but
purpose. Yep.
yeah, it was there, but then they later on they narrowed it down where uh you could narrow down where you're at within what 3 feet, 4 feet, something
Yeah.
like that. So yeah, that was in the 90s. But yeah. So to do this, and also one more thing, the lady that's hosting the show at the beginning,
Mhm.
when she sits down in the car,
Oh, that looked painful, didn't it?
yeah, but hold on. Yeah, now it's an interesting car. It's got the whole canopy kind of comes up like the DeLorean, with almost not with the not DeLorean, but I mean like the it's futuristic looking car. Anyway, when she sits in it, this weird steering wheel, but she picks up a pad, what looks like a thick iPad
Right.
with a phone cord. I was like, now that's advanced because we didn't have flat screens
But
back
it
then.
wasn't like a color screen. It looked like someone
So
etched copper tooling into it.
it was an etch a sketch, and she couldn't shake it very well. Don't
But
shake
it
this.
was a prop. But
Yeah.
it I'm like, wow. It felt like she
Look,
was
Marjorie,
living in
don't
the
shake this on camera.
I wonder if Elon Musk watched this video to get ideas for the Tesla, because that's what I was reminded of. Going,
Mm,
this is really advanced. I mean, 30 years before we had these things.
yeah. Now the steering wheel is really interesting. It's got volume controls and stuff on the side of it. It's like
Mhm.
triangle shaped. It's kind of cool.
I would be into that.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on and thank our patrons because they make this show possible, and we have a couple of special call outs this week. So thank you to Alexis Duran, Amber Elstad, Amy Bowen, Abner Braverman, Ben Vaughn, Brad Miller, Brian Brown. You all should have received your postcards by now. If you haven't, let us know, just so we can keep your address up to date.
That's
Chris Martinez, Chris MC, Dan D. Man Coyer, Dean Jensen, Denise Inglis, Gary Lindros, Jason Pollard, John Clifford, John Noble, Yorga Shrowen, Crazy Joe, Kyle Nishioka, Leon, new member, just named M. Thank you, M. I don't know if it stands for Mark, Mabel, Mary,
I think
Mustard,
that's a 007
or
reference
the
there.
musical group from the 80s, pop music. Mark Kilfoyle, Mike Wills, Saturday Morning Media, Stephen Weshy, Steve Cody, Steve Theory, Steve Webb, Steve London, new member, Sylvain. I'm going to take a guess on this, and you can tell me if it's right or wrong. Rakakot or Rassicot? I don't know, but we're going to go with one of those two. You let us know. That's how we get feedback when we're wrong. And of course, Tim Cook. Thank you, everybody, for your support. It means a tremendous amount because, as Michael Butler likes to say, this show would die a horrible, putrid, stench-filled death without your support.
Wah, wah.
He's been saying that for a long time. And I think
Yeah.
he just passed his 21st year of podcasting.
Yep. Yeah, he did. He should have. Yeah.
The t-shirts for the $5 members, I know I sent Jason's out, but the $5 members, the t-shirts are going out this week with any luck. I had to wait for my t-shirt mailer bag, so I don't have to buy the expensive ones from the post office. So you will be getting those shortly. Thank you, everybody, for your support. Again, we really appreciate it because we know you have other places you could spend money and other podcasts you could be listening to / watching. And that means a lot to us. Okay, you ready to do the pass me the remote as he's typing in his entries?
I forgot to write down a couple things. Yeah,
You had one job, Craig.
I know.
Never say anything you don't want repeated back to you. Oh, wait, wasn't that the spousal tip?
Yeah, that was my dad's advice to me. Very accurate.
All right, why don't you get us started?
All right, so we didn't really mention this very often, but well, obviously because of our Topic is Trek podcast, we watched Strange New Worlds, Star Trek Strange New Worlds on Paramount Plus, and for the most part, I'm really enjoying it. There's they take some some leaps and big swings, trying to make it Star Trek their own for the show, and I think for the large part, it works, and I'm really enjoying it. This last one took the concept of when Kirk was down with the Gorn and fighting in slow motion on that planet. It took that same kind of concept and put a little twist on it, and I thought for the most part it kind of worked. But I have some other things. You can listen to our topic is Trek, and you can hear my full, opinion on it. But for the most part, I think it worked.
You know
I'm
what I
enjoying
learned
it.
this week? Speaking of Gorn, you know what I
Mhm.
learned?
What's that?
The voice of the original Gorn from TOS was voiced by Ted Cassidy. Lurch.
Oh, yes, right. Yeah, I did see
I
that.
may have known that, but it escaped. But when I went, really? Okay, I got to listen again. But yeah, I'm gonna nominate.
Well, hey, it wasn't a clue when he said you rang.
Right. Did he also do the hissing? That's why I'm like,
You rang.
Captain Kirk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll save it for the show. I'm not going to make any comments right now about the
Yeah.
latest episode because that would ruin our other show. But
Yeah, but just suffice it to say, overall, if you haven't been watching Strange New Worlds, and I know a lot of people haven't, if you enjoyed Star Trek, I think you're good chance you're going to enjoy Strange New Worlds.
there's something in there for everyone. Trust me, they cover a wide spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you want me to do one?
Yes, please, sir.
Okay, my first one is one that you've been talking about. Everybody's been talking about this for a couple of months.
Mhm.
And it is now on, was it Disney? No,
No.
they released it on Peacock.
No, I actually bought it.
No, you bought it, but it's on streaming now. Superman.
Maybe
The latest Superman
Max.
movie is on streaming right now. No, it's not
But
Max. I
It's
saw
Warner
it
Brothers
on-
film, so it would be on anywhere if it was to be on Max. I think it's just you purchase it right now.
No, I saw it on, maybe it was Amazon. It's available for one of the regular streaming services. But anyway, Superman. Very much enjoyed it. I hate to be a little negative, but I think you guys hyped it just a wee bit too much.
All right, that's it. I'm out. See you. I'm kidding.
I didn't say it was a bad
I know.
movie.
Yeah.
I just don't like going in with, oh my gosh, I can hardly wait. I'm wetting my pants for the movie to start. And then go, okay, that was a good movie, but I
Mhm.
don't know what all the excitement is about. It's kind of like the young kids in Taylor Swift. It's like smart woman, great artist, very rich, very beautiful. Just let's not build this up too much.
I think it's the things that it sets up as what excited me a lot. I mean, I think it was a decent story, but
the story was good. I didn't find Luther terribly believable though. I thought he was a little thin,
Mhm.
not just physically thin,
he needs to work out more.
but I just, I don't know. There was something that I didn't go, that was my favorite Superman of all time.
Mhm.
But
I
it was
get that.
it was a good movie. Thank you for letting me watch that.
Yeah, you're welcome. I think a lot of the excitement was because people were not. No, I'm not saying that the. All right, let's put it this way: the previous iteration of Superman,
Yeah.
didn't fill a lot, check a lot of the boxes for a lot of people, so they were happy to see
You're talking about Man of Steel?
the Man of Steel,
Okay.
Henry Cavill. Now, I liked Henry Cavill as Superman, but I don't think the stories really checked a lot of my boxes either. And
I thought
think
that one was also good. I didn't have any complaints about that. What
Yeah.
I
it's the
didn't,
it's the hopeful access or hopeful aspect of the current Superman is what I think a lot of people were craving.
It-
That's why it's hyped
but they
up a lot.
brought in a lot of these characters from the original, like Christopher Reeve movie, but they didn't call them out. They referred to Eve, his girlfriend who's always taking the selfies.
Mhm.
It's Eve Tessmacher.
Yes.
That's Miss Tessmacher from the original. And
Yeah.
the big guy, his name was Otis Berg, which
yeah.
is a direct link back. Like, how do you miss that, people?
I know.
Let's have some fun with this. If you can have a CG idiotic dog running around, you can certainly, do a
Hey,
little tongue in
Don't,
cheek.
don't cap on crypto.
Crypto. he kind of bothered me. He was just a little over the top.
He was like your Jar Jar.
Yes.
I enjoyed Crypto. I thought he was great.
He was a little predictable. It's like, here's an obnoxious dog. He's going to be here for a reason. He's
Mhm.
going to save something or pull something, or you know what his purpose in the movie is. So I really didn't. I don't know. It was just a little too off the top. And then the Justice team. Is that what it
Gang.
was? Justice. It wasn't Justice Gang.
Yeah.
Like that felt a little patched on to me. Like, we're gonna put them in just so we have some material for future movies.
I disagree with you. Let's just say it. No, you have valid points for sure. I hear you.
I'm
You're
I'm just
seeing.
trying to show there's more to it than fanboy, glossy-eyed. Whoa, gee, that was the best movie ever.
I didn't say it was the best movie ever. This is the kind of Superman that I was looking forward to seeing.
Why?
It's his hopeful, optimistic outlook on life. Another movie looked kind of dark and
I thought Superman himself was good, and the movie probably could have stood more on his legs.
Mhm.
Where he gets up, he says, "No, I make mistakes. That's what
Yeah.
makes me human." When everybody's trying to convince him he's not human.
Yeah.
The monkeys doing the social media thing was, come on.
Hey, I thought that was an accurate representation of social media.
Yeah. Yeah, there are just a few things in there I went, did we really need that?
Yeah. Well,
The guy who can transform himself into the various elements, and
Mhm.
that I liked him.
Yeah.
Some of these
Metamorpho.
characters were well placed because you
Mhm.
needed something. Otherwise, it's like, hey, Lex found a piece of Krypton in Antarctica or something. It's like we've
Yeah.
been there, we've done that. So I liked the new version of how to disable Superman. The Pocket Universe was creative. I don't know. It just it felt like sometimes the director was there to show you things just because you're going to need to see them later. Like, oh, here's the black hole. We're getting sucked into a black hole. We're going to see that black hole again later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So some things were a little obvious, in my
Mhm.
opinion. But
Okay.
anyway, otherwise it was a good movie.
All right. Now I took a cue from you. You were starting to watch I think you were going through all the Star Trek movies.
Yes.
And so I watched the motion picture last night, and I started to watch Khan, but it was getting a little late, and I was like, all right, I'll have to restart that one again. But yeah, what can I say about the motion picture? Other than I like the director's cut one that they put on Paramount Plus much better than I did the original. But yeah, what can you say about the motion picture? It's been out for 400 years, so yeah, I like it.
Yep.
Actually, that movie, even though it's not what they call it, the Star Trek, the slow motion picture, is that what they call somebody was calling it anyway. So I wouldn't say it's again, not the best picture in the world, but at the same time, I have a little nostalgic feelings for it because I loved Star Trek back in the day. Just coming right off Star Wars, of course, I wanted to see what they wanted to show in Star Trek the Motion Picture. And I had a friend went with me, and my parents took us to go see it, and has a special place in my heart. So for several reasons, but yeah.
Here's an interesting tie-in. I was watching a YouTube video last night. They were going through some of the Star Trek secondary and tertiary characters. Where are they now?
Okay.
Remember the episode Miri? I'm sorry, and the children shall lead.
Oh yeah.
You had the girl,
Mhm.
and then you had the boy who had kind of the goofy teeth.
Yeah, a couple of boys.
Yeah. The boy became a musician. and he invented this stringed instrument that looked like it had it kind of looked like a ginormous slide guitar, because he had it was probably 10 feet long, had about
Wow.
18 strings on it, and this giant tube. He invented that. That's the noise they used for V'ger.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the yeah,
Oh,
like
that's cool.
that's pretty cool.
I didn't know that. Oh, that's
I
awesome.
didn't either. I'm like, whoa, that was neat.
Yeah,
I had a few shocking discoveries this week, but
that sounds like it.
even at 60, I'm going, whoa, how did I not? Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of useless trivia out there.
Oh, yeah. It's like
Uh,
that. It reminds me of. I forget the name of the instrument, but the instrument that they used for Warner Brothers when they did the music is
Yeah.
that was a special instrument they guy said they found, or it was found on the Warner Brothers lot, but it made this such unique sound that they used it for the
That's pretty cool.
yeah.
My second one is a show. I swear I've watched this before, because I'm like, this looks familiar. And then I went
Mhm.
into all the episodes on Netflix, and all the red lines are listed. I was like, okay, I watched this, but I don't remember it. It's called Life on Our Planet, narrated by Morgan Freeman. Talks a
Oh,
lot about the dinosaurs before, during, after. Uh, 6-part series. I enjoyed it. The graphics are really good. I think it's about 3 or 4 years old. Uh, but it was worth a rewatch. Plus I forgot some of the dinosaur names, or the
oh, yeah.
pre-dinosaur names. Like, Gorgonopsis. That's right. I forgot about Gorgonopsis.
The other thing that Kim and I were watching is, when there's one episode left, is Master Chef. This one has to do, it's a cooking uh, competition show,
Yes.
but this time it's couples. So it's like, I think majority of them are husband and wife. But
Well, you mentioned the kids one recently too.
yeah, I've seen the kid ones, some of the kids ones. But yeah, this is the couples, and so I think a couple of them are sisters or mother and daughter, and then the majority of them are husband and wife, and it's pretty cool. They're cooking things. I'm like, these are home cooks, right? Or they're not cooks as a professional
Mhm.
setting, but and it's like, man, they're really coming close to cooking the things that they've been asked to do. I'm like, they're doing a good job. So yeah, these people are. It's kind of fun to watch, and kind of cheer on a little bit. So yeah, we like MasterChef. Oh, also we're watching. I think I may have mentioned this a couple weeks ago. Speaking of Gordon Ramsay, he was doing a show called Secret Service, or yeah, Secret Service, and what he does is, there's usually an insider, or there is an insider, and the restaurant is having issues, and that's why the insider called in Gordon. And what they do is they put on a facade and tell the people that, hey, we're doing a restaurant refresh show. It's called Restaurant Refresh, and they want to be in it, and that's how they get the cameras and everything in it.
Yeah.
But the insider leaves him a key. He comes in and inspects the place at usually late at night, and there's like a couple of them had dead mice. Uh, he's in there and he squabs, for bacteria, and you can see these places were not cleaned or
Right.
in bad shape, and so he tries to turn the restaurant around, and uh, under the guys, at least at first, about the restaurant refresh. I enjoy the show. It's really good.
I started watching a few of those, but again, it's
Yeah.
one of those shows that just has entirely too much yelling.
Oh, well, I know, but I like Gordon Ramsay, and I do like this kind of shows. And what's funny is, I'm watching it. I'm like, okay, there's what, 20 episodes. There's going to be like 20 episodes or so, and I'm
Mhm.
like, how many restaurants are in that bad of shape? That's what I started. I'm like, how many of those would I have eaten at? And not thought
Many,
about it, huh?
many.
I know, yeah. So yeah, that's kind of scary thought, but anyway.
So my last one comes out of your collection. I was just thumbing through, going, "Seen that? I've seen
Mhm.
that. I've seen that." Hey, I haven't seen this one. It's called Ghost Team.
Oh yeah. think I
with
got-
John Heater and a couple other people that it's I wouldn't call it Academy Award winning material.
No.
But it was a nice diversion, and I wasn't sure what to expect at first because is this going to be another Napoleon kind of movie?
Mhm.
Is it going to be funny? Is it going to be drama? What's happening here? It's kind of a lovable loser movie where he's got a sucky job and working at a copy shop. Uh, and they make a really good montage to show just how repetitive his life is.
Mhm.
Go to work, go to the bar, hang out with your deadbeat friend on the couch,
Yeah.
and just over and over it again. But he really wants to be a ghost hunter, and he admires this show. What was it called? Ghost Gang or Ghost
I don't-
Seekers or something. It was one of these
Yeah.
paranormal investigators, and he really wanted to be on that. So he talks his friend into it, and then he talks to the girl next door at the cosmetology shop because one of his customers at the copy shop comes in and says, "I'd like to print out some no trespassing signs," and he just jumps to this conclusion. He goes, "What makes you think it's haunted?"
Yeah. Right.
And yeah, it had some fun moments in there, and then it takes a twist. I'm not going to ruin it in case anybody wants
Yeah.
to see it. Takes a twist, and the team he assembles is just a bunch of losers.
Yeah.
But they come out and end up being somewhat heroes and good friends at the end and ready to go at it again. So it was just a fun watch.
I
Yeah.
think that one, I think that Google had offered a few free movies, like during
I can see
Christmas
that
time.
being a free movie. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like at Christmas time or something. I went, yeah, I'll take that, and I just added it to my list.
It's a bit like
And-
when Audible says, "Hey, you got some free downloads." Sweet, I will take them. I don't
Yeah.
know if I'll ever enjoy them or listen to them.
yeah, there's a few movies that I've added because there were freebies at the end of the
Yeah.
year that Google gave away, and I was like, okay. What was the other? There was another one. I have to go look at the list, but yeah, there was a few that I would have never bought or anything, but they happened to show up for free. So
It almost felt like an indie film in some ways.
yeah, it did. And by the way, on YouTube, they have a whole list of free movies that you can watch. There's some of them are ad supported,
Yes,
other
I saw
ones are not.
Yep.
They're just free.
Yep.
So, speaking of which, I watched this once. I watched Passengers, which has Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence in it, where they're stuck on a ship, and the ship is going to another colony, and there's 5,000 people on there. Everybody's in suspended animation to get, or hibernation, whatever you want to call it, and to get to the new colony. They're like, what, 10 years or so into the I forget how far, about 10 years into the journey, with like 90 years left. It's a 100-year journey to get to the new colony. And anyway, things go a little haywire on the ship, and Chris Pratt's character gets woken up, and the pod's defective. He can't go back to sleep. So he has to stay up, and he's there by himself, and he starts going a little stir crazy after a year or two. So he wakes
I've
up.
seen that.
Yeah, he wakes up Jennifer Lawrence. It didn't get great reviews, but to be honest with you, I kind of liked it. And not Jennifer, Lawrence Fishburne is like on the staff, and he gets woken up at one point, and he ends up
Almost
dying.
sounds like an episode of Black Mirror that is very
Yeah.
similar.
It's good. I really liked it, and so I watched it once a long time ago. Another day, I saw a clip show up on my recommendations. So I watched the clip, and next thing you know, I watched another clip, and I'm like, I'm almost watching the whole stupid movie again through these little clips that YouTube keeps surfacing. Anyway, I like that movie. I don't know why it got so much crap, but I thought it was pretty good.
All right, let's wrap it up. We've got a question of the week for you for next time. What's a piece of forgotten 90s tech that you think deserves a modern comeback, and how would you upgrade it?
How about a Palm Pilot with 4G or 5G connectivity.
I was going to say the same thing, or at least Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked my Palm 5 and Palm 5X. Although the tungsten was nice too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I thought the Palms were a great piece of technology.
Yeah. Although if you added 4G or 5G, what'd be the difference between that and a smartphone?
I know. That's why I added that part.
Like you now have a proprietary OS smartphone.
Hey, well, wait,
Wasn't
what
that
did
the Trio, and how well did that do?
No, I was gonna say, wasn't the Palm Trio exactly that?
Pretty much.
But
Although what predates that was the handspring with the
Yeah.
what was it, 3G module on it.
I think you could even get a handspring with a modem.
Yeah, that's what it was.
The cartridge is like a
Yeah,
modem.
that would qualify as one of the first
Hey,
smartphones.
can we start this meeting late? I'm going to download my calendar appointments.
Hang on, I gotta go put it in the cradle and hit the sync button. I don't have a serial port anymore.
Yeah.
That reminds me, I was watching another video from Adrian's Digital Basement, and he has
sorry.
this old, what was it, a Zenith? It looked like just a keyboard, almost like a Commodore 64, but it was a terminal that had a 300 baud modem in it, and he hacked it and he got it up to like 16.8 baud, 16.8K.
Really?
And he said, now I need something to dial up because it only works over landlines. He has a PBX in his house that he did on a previous video. So he had some, phones laid out on his desk. And if I pick this one up and dial extension 101, this will ring. I went, I kind of want a PBX in my house now.
You can do that.
I know, but
Actually, on that old Linksys WRT 54G,
yeah.
you could install a PBX on it. And there was an open source firmware for just that. And
How would you hook up the not RJ45s, they were RJ11s?
It was through IP. So, it would just be on your network and you would have an IP phone.
No, I want the old like touch tone
that.
phones.
No,
I
you
want
can still do that.
classic old phones.
You can
There's plenty of wall jacks in this house that have been
Network
painted
Chuck.
over.
Network Chuck did it. You should go actually Network Chuck, which is a great YouTube channel.
I said I want one. I didn't say I was gonna go get one.
Well, you just said you wanted it. All right, but look,
right. But I
Network
also
Chuck-
remember earlier in the show with the little angel on my voice that said, you don't need more crap in this house.
Well, listen. So Network Chuck not only put it in there, he put a phone in his daughter's room that they could use, and he had wired up several things. Anyway, he also
you can find plenty of phones at Goodwill. When you go back to the electronics section, there's always phones.
Well, he even integrated AI to it, so you could call the AI and talk to it rather than chatting. So
let's see.
It's a long episode.
375-4214. Yeah, Alexa, turn on the lights.
Exactly. Right.
That wouldn't be useful.
You should go back and watch that. It was a long episode, but it was fun. And then his daughters didn't like his choice in the phone they put in there. So they had to go get a different one or something. It was
I was always intimidated by PBXs because my only exposure to them was Rob at work used to run the Nortel systems, and they were just these monstrous things. And I went, but until I started seeing more of these videos in the last few years, going, oh, you can. They had like dentist's office that had 8-port PBXs. Going, that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah. Asterisk was the name of the open source project, and it just popped in my head. So, by the way, the 90s tech I'm happy we don't have anymore is beepers.
Pagers?
Yes, I hated the pagers.
Why?
Because you get a number and you go, crap, I gotta find a phone to make a call. Yeah. So just give you that little bit more of anxiety in your life. Oh, I need to go find
maybe you should upgrade it.
Yeah.
Then it's just called text messaging.
Yeah. I did like that Motorola had a cell phone. I had it in the late 90s, and it was it was kind of like a triangle, it has a battery on the back. And it was a flip phone. I just thought that was really cool.
Think of what 90s tech I might still have some 90s tech in here. I know I certainly have 80s tech in here.
I don't know if this is really 90s. The Nextel phones. Yeah, that would be 90s. The Nextel phones that had it was a cell phone with a walkie-talkie on it. So like you and your team could be, hey, I need to do
Oh, right.
bring me a screwdriver, you didn't
Right.
have to make a phone call. It was like
Yep,
voice messaging kind of texting kind of thing. No, there was no texting, but I mean it would just you send a quick message, everybody would hear it.
Mike sent us a chat. He said, turning the old Merlin game into a cell phone device. There you go, Craig.
Look, I got one.
Right
right
there.
there.
That red square on his screen.
Yeah, here you go. Let me see if I can turn off the
The fuzz.
It's right there. Yeah, I got a Marlin. Fortunately, it does not work. It's more for display. I bought it off eBay, and it looks like somebody let batteries corrode in it or something. Yeah.
Ouch. Alrighty, that takes us to the end of the show. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We ran a little long, but that's because we were off for a couple of weeks. We will try to get back on regular
Yeah,
schedule.
let's talk about Dragon Con for a little while.
No, not this time. We appreciate giving us your support. You can give us a call on the listener line at 707-530-2428. That's 707-530-CHAT. Love to hear from you. That was the short ending. Let's do the long ending. There we go. Or give us an email. Somebody just asked, hey, is there an email for this? Yes, there is. It's technorama@chuckchat.com. That will get to both me and Craig. It's very cool.
The entire team.
The executive producers only.
Right. There
You
you
want to
go.
reach the top brass on this show.
That's right.
Our staff will forward us the better mail.
Right. Exactly.
That's called Google spam filter.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Thanks, Google.
thank you, everybody. We should probably upgrade us where we can find us because I don't think Radio Public exists anymore.
Oh, maybe we should update
Till
that.
next time. Thank you, new members, new Patreon people, and thank you, everybody else. We appreciate you giving us your time. Till next time, tell a friend about Technorama, and Craig's going to give us a binary high five.
All right. 101.
Couldn't find the stop button. Hey, it's not on that iPad. It's not on that iPad. Hey, oh, it's the dedicated recorder.
6 iPads later. Oh, I found it.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on the video feed. We're going to end the live stream now and do our Patreon show. We've got a couple of topics that we're going to discuss that I thought would be a fun start. Till next time, take care. Bye.
All right. Bye, everybody.